Alright, welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 566. So, in a way, with these three episodes, these are essentially put a follow-up from episode 1718. That's kind of what these three episodes are. So, pretty much 21 picks up. Here's kind of the weird thing with this one. So, excuse me. So, yeah, the other two episodes are standalone. They have nothing to do with Saga. It's like, okay, so also in this two-parter that the princess finds out she has a darkness inside of her. She's getting sick. They do, in fact, find the second piece, all to do with time travel. Sweet. She does find out what exactly is going on with her. And kind of in a way, they kind of wrap up this little plot thread that was introduced in like episode 17. And you're like, okay, so are we going to do something with this? Well, this two-parter kind of follows up with that. And they get a device from a monster who can time travel in the past a day. So basically what they want to do here is this. So it's revealed that they need a sample of the poison that was given to the princess's mom. So Jutsa, I think it was like Jutsa, Senna, and I believe it was the gamer. They go back in time to, I'm assuming about 10, 20 years, pretty much the show, where they go to the Yandam realm. I'm like, wow, this is a bit early, but this is a past version of the place, so they're not there where Gars is there. No, this is the past where they're fighting a witch. A witch who debuted in episode 28, and she's back here for these two episodes, and the whole thing is they go back in time to get her teacup, which teacup looks like it looks like, it looks like basically like a wine glass. But George fails, but he does get her poison on his sword. And of course also they do give her the poison on the Aqua Crystal, which that was sort of like randomly introduced here. And like, oh, yeah. So that they cure it and becomes basically a new mech for them. And they kind of use it to merge with their other train mech they have. At least they're not having to form the train mech. At least they're not trying to use the mech used by Garza. Yeah. So, yeah, they obviously are the monster here who becomes basically like a giant freaking boat and tries to wreck the freaking city. So eventually the monster is destroyed, and Marabusha is cured of her darkness. You're like, okay, so that was the way she was planning, was curing her, but since that's the thing, like, you probably think, like, what's the actual wish going to be now? Well, they're not going to follow up this for a few episodes. No, seriously, they're not going to do that. As for the reason for this, it's kind of weird with this saga, where it's like it's there for a couple episodes, and then we had to take a break. It feels like it's called Saga. You'd think like all these second episodes, but nope, let's just take a break and do something else. But 23, I definitely feel like this is like a pain episode. Because there's the whole thing about, the mother's being passed away, because that was followed from the previous episodes, which wasn't really mentioned in episode 19, it was mentioned here. But it turns out the queen is actually alive as a stone, with basically her conscious transferred to the thing, and she does not know about the fact that her homeworld has been destroyed, has fallen. Her husband's dead, though she is curious of why her daughter is on Earth with her adopted son. Now, she kind of does figure out later on in the episode about what the heck is going on. Of course, she's a young soldier, And then she slowly figures out what the heck is going on. But she's not sad because basically her daughter sung to her. And then of course sees, the machines are what they are. And she finds, that Justin has the same power as her husband. Like, that's awesome. It's like, your power is majesty. Yeah, she refers to her husband as your majesty, not something like, lovebird nicknames. Not really sure why. Yeah, I get the fact he's her husband and he is the king, but why in the world couldn't he just refer to us by his name or call him like husband? Nope. Let's call him Majesty. I found that kind of weird. I get maybe he would work for him, basically calling him that, but his own wife and the mother of his only daughter. Yeah, I found that questionable. It's just kind of weird with this. So, about the end, of course, they destroy the monster, and she gets a chance to ride inside the mech. Of course, this is Mary Bush's first time she went inside the mech, which was the train mech this time. Really good standalone episode, and it's basically a companion piece. And here's something really weird. Guess what's next to talk about, or at least to watch? The first of 2 movies that released, of course, series. Yep, I'll tell you next episode, but...
Do you know Inca...
Sorry about that. Yeah. But these episodes are really good. And before I break right now, I have roughly 7 more to go. And then I have my break. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much the particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is Chain Soldier. Yep. And then it's on to The Return of ReZero. Okay, next video. Bye.